In the small, isolated village of Ashford, there was one place that locals avoided at all costs: Ashford House. It was a crumbling mansion at the edge of the village, hidden behind thick trees and a tangle of overgrown vines. People in the village whispered that the house was cursed, that it was a place where darkness lingered, waiting to claim those who dared to enter. Ella, a curious young woman, had grown up hearing these stories. She had always wondered why the townsfolk avoided the house. But when she inherited a small sum of money from a distant relative, she decided it was time to find out for herself. She packed her things and journeyed to Ashford, determined to uncover the truth behind the house's terrifying reputation. As she approached the mansion, a chill ran down her spine. The house stood silent and foreboding, its windows like empty eyes staring back at her. The front door was ajar, creaking with every gust of wind. Ella hesitated for a moment, but then pushed the door open, stepping into the dark hallway. The inside of the house was just as the villagers had described, a decaying shell of its former self. The wallpaper was peeling and the floors creaked beneath her feet. But what unsettled Ella the most were the strange sounds, faint whispers, as if someone was calling her name from the depths of the house. Despite the unsettling atmosphere, Ella pressed on. She explored room after room, each one more desolate than the last. As she reached the top floor, she found a door that was different from the others. It was locked, but Ella's curiosity got the better of her. She found an old key on a dusty table and unlocked the door. Inside, the room was dark and cold. There was an old mirror hanging on the wall, its surface cracked and covered in grime. As Ella approached it, she felt an inexplicable pull, as though the mirror was calling her. She wiped away the dirt, and her reflection flickered in the glass. But something was wrong. Her reflection smiled back at her, even though she hadn't moved. Terrified, Ella stumbled backward, but the mirror's reflection did not. It reached out of the glass, grabbing her wrist with a cold, iron grip. The next day, the villagers noticed that Ashford House was no longer there. In its place stood an empty field. Ella's cottage was untouched, but she could hear faint whispers in the wind, reminding her that Black Hollow was never as empty as it seemed. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.